Well, if you're here and I'm here, we must be in the next video. So cool. Hello, my friends. So right now I want to talk about the concept of this abstract class. All right. So I would say that the most important feature that'll distinguish abstract classes from other Kotlin classes is that we wouldn't be able to create any objects using abstract classes. All right. Now, sometimes, according to the project that we develop, we might not want to create objects from classes, but we might want the functions or properties defined in these classes to be used. See where I'm going? So in that kind of case, and you might not be able to speculate yet where you would use it, but we would create the abstract class. All right? So to create an abstract class, you just got to use the keyword abstract before the class prefix. But also to create an abstract function or property, we have got to use the abstract keyword before declaration words, such as fun, and var, and val. So why don't we just open up Android Studio and get some practice in? So you know what to do. Follow along with me if you're not already there. So create a new package. Right-click on the project package folder. Choose New Package option. And we'll let the name of this package be abstract. So now I want to create a superclass and a subclass in this package. Right-click on the package, select New Kotlin class file. And here the class will be selected. So I will set the name of this class to be variable. All right. So vehicle class will be superclass. I'll also make this class abstract. For this, I'll just write abstract as my keyword before the class statement. So now let's define some properties and functions within this class. Now, some of these functions and properties will be abstract. So first, we'll create a function called vehicle name. This function should take a parameter, and that parameter is name. The type is string. It also returns a value of type string. Now note that I'm not creating the body of the function. So I didn't specify the scope of this function with curly braces. So that's why we're getting this warning. So we've got to either make this function abstract or create this body. And yeah, because this is the time when we're focusing on abstracts, we'll just make this function abstract. So again, I will use the keyword abstract before the fun statement. And as you can see, the warning has now vanished. All right, so let's define another function. We'll let the name of this function be vehicle type. Now this function should also take a parameter named type and type string. Also, this function here returns the value of the type string. Now this time I'm not going to make this function abstract. So I'm going to create the body of this function. You follow? So here I'll just write return type, and this function will return the type of vehicle. So as you can see, we may recognize functions as abstract or non-abstract. But what's really the difference between these two functions? We'll get to that in a minute. Right now, we're going to define two properties. And again, let's define these variables as abstract and non-abstract. First of all, I'll define a property named model and type string. If I leave it that way, Android Studio does give us a warning. So in other words, I've got to abstract or initialize this variable. So I'm going to make this variable abstract. I write the keyword abstract before the var statement. But now let's create another property. I will create a variable named speed of the type integer. This time I will initialize this variable, but I'm going to initialize it as null. So I can set the value of this variable later, okay? All right, my friend, so as you can see, we've got two functions, two features that we've created here. The function that we created as an abstract has no body, and we did not initialize a variable. So right now, with that hanging in the balance, let's create a Kotlin file now. I'll right-click on the abstract package, choose New, Kotlin class file options. File type will be file. I also set the name of this file to be abstract test. So now we've got to create our main method. And we will try to create an object from the vehicle class that we just created. So here I'll write var vehicle equals vehicle. And notice here that I've selected the vehicle class in the abstract package here. As you can see, Android Studio warns us. If we hover over to this warning, the code editor tells us that the vehicle class is an abstract class and we cannot create an object. But remember what I said at the beginning of the lesson? The biggest feature of abstract classes is that we cannot create objects from these classes. Okay, those are the rules. Might seem a little pointless then, huh? Or maybe it's confusing. But when you work on really large projects in the future, you can create multiple classes, and you may want some functions or properties to be used in all classes. So that's the time that you can create all common functions and properties under an abstract class. In addition to all that, you can create this class only to use common functions. And you can prevent the creation of objects from this class. You'll understand why shortly. But first, I want to show you that we will create a subclass. So now I'll just right-click on the abstract package, choose New, Kotlin class file option, and its type's going to be class. I'll set the name of this class to be car. This class will inherit from the vehicle class. I write vehicle after the colon. And what you see here is Android Studio throws up a warning because there is one property and one function that we've defined as abstract in the vehicle class. So we need to implement this feature and function here. So from here, I select Implement as Constructor Parameters as my option. And from here, I select the model variable, press the OK button. And as you can see, we override the property named model, which we created as abstract in the vehicle class. So it's a constructor here. So now let's implement the function. I select the implement members, select the vehicle name function, and press OK. So as you can see, we have now overridden the function named vehicle name that we've created as an abstract in the vehicle class. Now, I want you to notice we do not need to override the functions and the features that we define as non-abstract. Okay, it might still be a little abstract, but that's the functions or variables of this abstract class and how to use them. So why don't we just return, we'll write a return name here, and this function will return the vehicle name. And we'll create an object from the car class in the main method. So I'll write var car equals car. Now we must write the model parameter in parentheses. So I'm writing 2021 here. And on the bottom line, when we type car dot, we can access all the functions and features that we defined in the vehicle class. So first I'll choose speed. So we'll let speed be 300. Now let's print all the properties to the console. I'll type S out and press enter. I will write name, colon, in parentheses, and write the name of the vehicle. I'll open up a curly bracket after the $sign and write the car.vehicle name function here. I'll write Ferrari as a parameter inside the parentheses. I will not create a separate print-in method for each feature. I can define them all in this method. So for this, I'll write \n. So this syntax is used in Spring expressions to jump to the next line. So that is, on the console screen, the phrases after \n are displayed on a bottom line. So now let's write the type of the vehicle. I'm writing type : $car dot vehicle type. I also write car as a parameter. Since it does not fit on the screen, let's write it on a bottom line. And then by pressing enter, I'll go to the next line. And again, I type \n and press enter to switch to the next line. Now let's write the model of the vehicle, and I'm writing model : $car dot model. And I type again \n. And again, by pressing enter, I'll go to the next line. And then finally, we'll write the speed of the vehicle. So I'm writing speed : car dot speed. Now let's run our code. Cool. So as you can see, we've printed the vehicle's name, type, model, and speed to the console. All right, my friends, that is abstract classes in a whirlwind, right? We're going to take a short break. Don't worry about it. And in the next lesson, we're going to go through the interface. So I'll see you then.